Before we start, sorry for the lower quality of the previous Mad Max video. You're right, it could have been done better. It was made in limited time between night shifts and raising my son, and I rushed it more than I should have. Lesson learned. Thanks for your honesty and support. Better content is coming. Nobody drives. Welcome to Nobody Drives. Like, subscribe, and comment for more. Let's start. Remember the 80s, when hair was big, synthesizers were king, and the coolest car on TV wasn't just a car, it was a crime-fighting, witty, self-aware supercomputer on wheels. I'm talking, of course, about KITT from Knight Rider. The talking car that made every kid dream of having a best friend made of metal and microchips. KITT, the Knight Industries 2000, was more than just a ride for the impossibly cool David Hasselhoff. It was a character, a partner, and honestly, the real star of the show. And it all started with a true American icon, the Pontiac Firebird Trans Am, specifically. The sleek, black, third-generation model from 1982. The producers took this already cool-looking muscle car, slapped a mesmerizing red scanner light on the front, and turned it into the stuff of legend. Forget horsepower. This car had brain power. Let's be real for a second. The idea of a talking car in the 80s was pure science fiction. A car that could drive itself, hold a conversation, and even have a bit of a sassy attitude. That was crazier than a Rubik's Cube. KITT's voice. That's smooth, sophisticated. Slightly smug tone provided by actor William Daniels was the AI personality we all wanted. And here's the kicker. What seemed like a wild fantasy back then is, well, kind of our reality now. Voice assistants in our cars, self-driving features, smart navigation. It's like the writers of Knight Rider had a crystal ball. Or maybe Elon Musk just watched a lot of reruns. KITT was the original smart car. Decades before we even knew we wanted one. One of KITT's most iconic features was the turbo boost. With the press of a button, Michael Knight could launch the Firebird over trucks, roadblocks, and basically any obstacle the bad guys threw in his way. It was epic. It was thrilling. And it was completely, utterly fake, I know. I'm sorry to shatter your childhood dreams. There was no magical rocket booster hidden in the chassis. The production team used a combination of clever camera angles, strategically placed ramps, and miniature models to create the illusion of flight for bigger jumps. They'd often use a lightweight fiberglass replica of the car and launch it with a powerful pneumatic system. So, while KITT could fly on screen, trying that with your dad's old Pontiac would have ended very, very differently. The only thing boosting was the show's special effects budget. And speaking of budgets, the show didn't just have one KITT, it had a whole fleet of them. Keeping a high-tech supercar in pristine condition, while it is busy jumping over things and smashing through walls is, let's say, impractical. The production used over 20 different cars throughout the series. There was the hero car, the beautiful, polished one used for all the close-ups with Michael and KITT's dazzling dashboard. Then you had the stunt cars, which were often stripped down. Reinforced shells built to take a beating. Some were just used for specific gags, like driving on two wheels, and others, sadly, were destined to be blown up or crashed for a dramatic scene. They even had a special car just for interior shots, with removable walls and ceilings so the camera crew could actually fit inside. It takes a village, or in this case, a whole parking lot of Trans Ams to make one superhero car. So why, after all these years, are we still obsessed with a talking Firebird from an 80s TV show? Because KITT wasn't just a car, it was a prophecy. That futuristic dashboard filled with buttons and screens. Look at any modern car's infotainment system. It's a sea of touchscreens. KITT's ability to communicate, diagnose its own problems, and access databases on the fly. We call that GPS, onboard diagnostics, and a Bluetooth connection to our phones. The show envisioned a future where our cars would be more than just transportation. They would be integrated parts of our digital lives. From its autonomous super pursuit mode to its sensor suite that could see through walls, okay? We're not quite there yet. KITT was a four-wheeled fortune teller. It perfectly captured them. fantasy of technology making us smarter, faster, and cooler. It was the ultimate gadget, a loyal friend, and a sleek, black muscle car all rolled into one. And that SY KITT will forever be one of the most iconic and visionary vehicles to ever grace our screen. It wasn't just a car, it was the future. And it was awesome. Thanks for taking this trip down memory lane with me. If you enjoyed this, hit that like button and subscribe for more deep dives into the coolest cars from movies and TV. Thanks for watching Nobody Drives. See you next time.